Okay, so this is the reference is done. We close the file. And now you can please open this file, that is logicalfunctions.xls. Yeah, so please open this file, that is logicalfunction.xls. So logical functions we will see in detail, but just now here in this logical functions, when you open this file, then we are having here various sheets. We'll start with the logical test. Actually, it is very easy. So these are the logical operators, you can say like that. Equal to, not equal to, you can see that not equal to is written like this, less than or greater than, then greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Yeah, these are the various operators which are having. So normally here I show the participant that, okay, here let's say we are having these two numbers 30 and 50, and I'm comparing these two numbers. So here if I write down in this cell B7 equal to B7, yeah, equal to B7 equal to C7. Okay, I'm using here the equal to operator. This first equal to that we have to compulsory write in Excel function, but the second equal to operator is the comparative operator. So I'm writing here equal to B7 equal to C7. I'm comparing whether 30 is equal to 50. Definitely 30 is not equal to 50. So I'll get the answer here false. Yeah, the logical answer is here false because 30 is not equal to 50. Similarly, here I can type equal to whether 30 is not equal to. Yeah, not equal to means I have to write down here less than, greater than, less than, greater than. This is not equal to, whether it is not equal to 50. Yes, 30 is not equal to 50. The answer is correct. So this is true. Yeah, logical function will always give you either true or false. Yeah, and so on. We can also define whether 30 is greater than 50, whether 30 is greater than or equal to 50, whether 30 is less than 50, whether 30 is less than or equal to 50. Yeah, you will get to those answers here. So this I am not showing you again. Yeah, this is simple. You can put up all this, any of this operator here, and then you will get here either true or false. Yeah, depending upon what you're putting over here. So this is a logical test. Now let us go to the first function here, which is known as if function. If function. Okay, we go to the next sheet here, if function. Okay, so if function here. So if function, many of you must have already used it, but in the if function we try to here it is written that if function has three parts here: logical test, then value if true, and value if false. For the value if true and value if false, we can put numbers, text. Text must be in double quotes, formulas, or cell ranges. Okay, so now we'll be seeing the different options of using this if function here. So if function is having three parts: logical test, what we are checking, and then if that logical test is true, then what it should show you, and if the logical test is false, then what it should show you. Yes, these are the three things here. So first of all, here in this cell, that is E7, this E7 cell, I'll be writing a if function. We'll start with a very simple if function. So I write down here equal to if, let me do one thing. I will make this cell bigger. Okay, so here I'm writing the formula equal to if, press tab, if, and then press tab button. So in the if function, as we have seen, we are having logical test, and then value if true, value if false. So what I want to do here also, I'm having the same numbers 30 and 50. I want to compare whether 30 is greater than 50 or whether 50 is less than 30, whatever. So let's say if I write down here if bracket, I select this cell D2, okay, whether D2 is greater than, whether D2 is greater than E2, suppose. Yeah, I want to check this one. If D2 greater than E2, comma. Now see, one thing which I want to highlight here, that in my Excel, whenever I say comma, I'm putting here semicolon. But in your Excel, you have to put comma. Okay, why I'm putting here semicolon after E2? Because in the German format, we put here semicolon. Again, please don't ask me that why are you putting semicolon. Yeah, in the German version of Excel, we have to always use here semicolon. But in the other countries, you have to put here comma. Yeah, so whenever I say comma, you put comma only, don't get confused here. Yeah, so I'm putting here comma, and then now if D2 is greater than E2, suppose, then what it should show you here, I have to write down in double quote, it should show me, suppose if I don't put anything, suppose, let us try over here, if D2 greater than E2. Okay, I'm not putting here value if true, value if false. If I complete the bracket, press enter, what it tells me here, there is a problem with this formula, not typing to the blah blah blah. So here now I have to put comma. Okay, let me press enter again here. Yes, now I'm getting here false. See what I've done here, after D2 comma D2 greater than E2, I put here comma. Okay, at least one comma has to be placed here, and then you complete the bracket, and here I'm getting the answer false. Why it is getting the answer false? Because I'm comparing whether 30 is greater than 50. 30 is not greater than 50, that is false. So I'm getting here the answer false by default. Okay, if I change this uh, symbol, now I'm typing here, if D2 greater than if D2 is less than E2, comma, bracket, press enter. So now here I'm getting 0. Okay, let me put here another comma. Yeah, so 30 here, 30 is less than 50, that is correct. Okay, let me put now proper thing comma, and suppose if I want to see a proper title here, let's say I want to see the title true or false. Okay, then I can also put here D2 less than E2, comma. Now if I want to see the title true or false, then I have to write down here in double quote, because true and false are text which I want to see. So it has to be placed always in the double quote. So double quote, and then I write down here true, double quote complete, comma, and then I write down in double quote false, double quote complete. Yeah. So if I want to specifically see whether this, whatever this formula I'm putting here, whether it is true, then it should show me true. If it is false, then it should show me false here. So I've written both these true and false in double quote. Yeah. I press enter, and now I'm getting here the answer true, because 30 is less than 50. This is correct. So it is true. Okay. Now, instead of this true and false here, suppose if I want to get the answer either 1 or 0. If it is true, then it should show me the answer 1. If it is false, then it should show me the answer 0. So that also I can do it over here. Yeah. So if I type here in the cell, that is E8, if I type here if, press enter, and then if I write down here whether I select here E2 is greater than D2, suppose. Okay, if I select here if equal to if bracket E2 greater than D2, comma. Now what I want to get the answer, either I want to see 1 or I want to see 0. That's my requirement. So comma, and then I put here 1, comma, 0. Now see, I'm not putting here 1 and 0 into double quote because they are numbers. So numbers will never be placed in double quote. Only the text is put up in the double quote. Yeah. So if this is true, then I want to see 1. If this is false, then I want to see here 0. Okay, I complete the bracket. Okay, press enter, and here now I'm getting the answer 1, because what I've checked here, I'm checking here whether E2 is greater than D2. Whether 50 is greater than 30, the answer is correct. It is true. So that's why I'm getting here the answer 1. Okay. Similarly here, if you want to check here, suppose if you check here whether 50 is greater than 30, if it is true, then you want to see the answer pass, and if it is false, then you want to see the answer fail. Yeah, so just like what we had written here in double quote true and false, similarly you can also write down here pass and fail. Yeah, you don't have to change anything. You have to just write down here that if whatever this equation you are writing, if it is true, then you want to see the answer for pass, and if it is false, then you want to see here the answer fail. So you can also change the text here. Yeah, you can change the text here. Then we have here pass and fail, but it is written in capital letters. Okay, it is written in capital letters. So see here we have some that same word pass and fail, but this pass and fail is written in the title text, or title case. Okay, title case, as you know, that the first letter is always yeah, first alphabet is always capital here. So this is pass and fail. So what I want to do, that in this cell here, in this cell, I want to write down the if function, and I want to give the reference to these two cells. Okay, I'll not type here directly that if 50 is greater than 30, then it should show me the capital pass, and if it is 50 is not greater than 30, then it should show me the title fail in double quote. Okay, that I don't want to do. What I want to do, I want to give here the reference, that please go to this cell if it is true, otherwise you go to that cell if it is false. Yeah, so I want to refer these two cells here, and plus I want to see this pass and fail in capital letters. Here the pass and fail is in the title case, but I want to see actually here the answer in pass or fail in capital letters. So how we can do that thing? Yeah, so let us take this example, equal to if, press tab button. Now I'll check this whether 30, that is D2, is, let's say, less than equal to what? E2, suppose. Okay, you can go for any condition here. I'm going for the condition here if D2 is less than or equal to E2. Whether 30 is less than or equal to 50. I put comma. Now what I have to do, I have to, if it is true, suppose if this is true, then what I want to see the answer pass, and that pass has to be written in capital letters. And where is my pass and fail written? My pass and fail is written in these two cells, G1 and G2. In G1 it is written pass, in G2 it is written fail. So there I want to refer to these two cells here. Yeah, so after comma, I write down here what? I select here G1, G1, if it is true, comma, if it is false, then it should show me whatever is written in G2. Okay, so equal to if, bracket, if D2 is less than or equal to E2, comma, if this is true, then it should show me the value from the G1. In G1 it is written pass, so it should show me here pass, or it should show me here G2. Whatever the value is written in G2, G2 is written fail, so it should show me here fail. Yeah, so I can also refer to the another cell here. Bracket complete. Formula is ready, press enter, and now here we are getting the answer pass. Because we have compared whether 30 is less than or equal to 50. Yes, 30 is less than 50. So this is pass, but this pass is written in title case, because this here also it is written in title case. But what we want to do here, we want to see the pass and fail in the capital letters. So here we have to just change here, instead of this simple G1, I have to write down here one function which is known as upper function. Upper. Upper will convert the text into the capital letters. Yeah. So upper, press tab, G1 bracket G2. Sorry, G1, yeah, upper bracket G1 bracket complete. So whatever is there in the G1 cell, that is pass, with the help of the upper function, it will show you in the capital letters. And this is what we want to have over here. Pass and fail, we want to have it in capital letters. Okay, so if D2 less than or equal to E2, comma, upper bracket G1, and then similarly here also we can write down here upper bracket G2. So upper bracket what? G2 bracket complete. See, remember here that in case of whenever we are having so many brackets within the Excel, you must have seen that we are having different colors for different brackets. The inner brackets are always in red color, green color, blue color, while the outermost bracket in Excel is always black color. Yes, sometimes when I ask this question, when I'm conducting the trainings on Power BI and Tableau, I always ask this question that what is the color of the outermost bracket in Excel? And many people who have been working for Excel for last 20 years, sometimes they also don't see this thing. Yeah. Most of them will definitely answer this question, but many of the people they don't see the color. Yeah. Why this color is important here? Because whenever you are starting with so many brackets, let's say you are starting with black bracket, then blue bracket, green bracket, red bracket, finally you have to also complete those brackets at the end. So when you are completing the bracket, as soon as you get the black bracket at the end, it means that your formula is ready. Your formula is completed. Yeah, that's why this color of the bracket is very, very important. Yeah, sometimes we are having a very long formula and sometimes we get confused that how many brackets I have to complete at the end. Yeah, it is dependent on the color. Black bracket as soon as you get it, it means your formula is ready. Yeah, so check this formula equal to if bracket D2 less than or equal to E2 comma upper of G1 comma upper of G2 bracket complete, press enter, and now here we are getting the answer pass in capital letters. Yeah, so for capital letters we have to use the function upper. Yeah, for the lower case we have to use the function lower. Suppose if I write down here instead of upper, if I write down here lower, yeah, then it will be lower of G1. Yeah, so it will be small letters. Okay, and then one more function is over here. Suppose here if I'm writing small letters pass. Okay, in this cell that is G6 cell, I'm writing here pass. Yeah, let me make it bigger for you. So this is pass, but this pass is written in small letters. Now, if it is written in small letters, and if I want to convert these small letters into title case, not upper letters, I want to convert these small letters into title case. So here, what I can do, instead of lower, I'll write down here one function which is known as proper. Proper of what? Proper of this G6. Yeah, this is G6. So proper of G6, press enter. And now you see here it is written in title case. P is capital and then ASS, that is in small letters. So whenever you want to have the text in the proper in the title case, yeah, then you have to use the function proper. If you have to have it in the capital letters, you have to use the function upper. If you want to have it in the small letters, you have to use the function lower. Yeah, so please remember these functions if you have not used up till now. Proper, lower, and upper. Okay, similarly, we can use here yes and no. Just like pass and fail, we can also have yes and no. Now, here in this situation, what we want to do, that whatever the logical test we put it over here, if it is true, then what it should do here, it should add both the numbers, D2 plus E2. What is D2? D2 is 30, E2 is 50. So it should add both the numbers. And if it is false, then it should show you 0. Okay, so you can also put here the formula inside the if function. If the value is true, please add both the numbers D2 plus E2. If the value is false, you just put 0. Yeah, so that also you can do it over here. So here in this cell, I write down equal to if. Let us take one logical test. Let's say 50, whether 50 is greater than 30. So equal to if bracket E2 greater than D2. Let us check this logical test, comma, comma. Okay, so if E2 is greater than D2, if it is true, then what you want to do? You want to add both the numbers. That is D2 plus E2. So you can write down here after comma D2 plus E2 directly. Yeah, after comma here we write down D2 plus E2, comma. If this is false, then you have to write down here 0. Yeah, if this is false, E2 is not greater than D2, then you have to get the answer here 0. Okay, so this also you can do it over here in the if function. Bracket complete, press enter, and here the answer is 80. Why it is 80? Because we checked here whether 50 is greater than 30. Yes, 50 is greater than 30. And then we can use here. Can we use the sum equation? Let us try here. Instead of, let us try here sum bracket. Let us select these two cells here, D2 colon E2, bracket complete, press enter. Yes, it is also used. Sum can also be used here. Okay, you can sum here two cells, 3 cells, 4 cells also. So you can also use the sum function, average function, mean function, mass function, etc. Yeah, suppose if I write down here mean of D2 colon E2, press enter. So minimum of 30 and 50 is 30. Yes, I can also use the mean function, mass function, etc. Yeah, so all these things you can do it here. Similarly, we can also get the answer in the date format. Yeah, so suppose if whatever the logical test we put, yeah, if we are having this, we are using here the function today function. What is today function? Suppose if I write down here today, yeah, it has to be completed in 2 brackets here. Yeah, after today you put the 2 brackets, press enter. So today will show you the today's date. Today function will show you the today's date. So today's date is 27th of April 2025. Yeah, depending upon your country, it will show you in that. Yeah, it will show you the date format based on your country. So this is how we write down in Germany 27.04.2025. Yeah, here we use dot. Yeah, but it is written like DDMMYYY. So this is today function. Today will always show you the today's date. Now suppose if you save this file and if you open this file tomorrow, then tomorrow it will show you here 28th of April 2025. So this thing will change automatically. It will take the system date. Yeah. So tomorrow if you open, it will show you 28th of April. So this is today function. Similarly, we have another function which is known as now function. Now. Yeah. Now bracket complete equal to now bracket complete. Press enter. So what now will do? Now will show you the today's date and the current time. Today's date and current time in Germany just now it is 6:37 p.m. Okay, so it will show you the today's date and the current time. Now see, it is currently showing me 1837. Now within few seconds it will become 1838, but it will not become 1838 automatically. I have to again press the enter button here. Yeah, let us wait for some few seconds here. Okay, so it should be now 13. Yeah, now it is 1838 here in my system watch. So now what I'll do, I will double click over here. So I'm getting here now. Okay, now function, if I press again enter, now it is showing me here 1838. Yeah, so I have to press that manually. Or if I open it tomorrow, suppose tomorrow morning, let's say I open it at 10 o'clock, then it will show me the tomorrow's date and it will show me 10 a.m. here. Yeah, so that is known as now function. Now function will show you both the date and the current time, while today function will only show you the today's date. That's all. So here what we want to do, that suppose if we put here the logical test, and if the logical test is correct, it is true, then it should show me the today's date. If the logical test is wrong, if it is false, then it should show me today plus 10. Today plus 10 means it will add 10 days into my today's date and then it will show me that particular date. Yeah, today is 27th, it will add 10 days, so it will be 37. 37 means it will be 6th of May. Yeah, so it will show me the, so it will be 7th of May. Yeah, so let us try here, equal to if bracket, let's say I select here D2, whether D2 is greater than E2. Suppose this is my logical test. If D2 greater than E2, comma, if it is true, suppose if this is true, then what it should show you? It should show me the today's date. So I write down here today, bracket complete like this. Yeah, today and two brackets. If it is true, then it should show me the today's date. If it is false, then it will show me today plus 10. So I have to write down here like this, today plus 10, bracket complete. Okay. If it is correct, it will show me the today's date. If it is wrong, if the equation is wrong, then it should show me the today's date plus 10. Yeah. So bracket complete, press enter, and now here it is showing me 7th of May 2025. Yeah, because today's date is 27 plus 10, this is 37, and in April we are having 30 days and plus 7. Yeah, so we can also get this kind of date also as a value if true or value if false. Yeah, so I hope that this is clear. Yeah, we have done a lot of different variations here. We have also seen that how to take the cell reference here. We can also go to a particular cell, get the value if it is true or if it is false, and then we can put here these things here. Any questions if you are having related to the if function, you can let me know. Yeah, if function is one of the most important function here. Now, if the if function is clear, then let us go for the nested if now. So now here, what we want to do, that here also we have to prepare a mark sheet. So we are having the marks of various students here. Yeah, these are out of 100, just to let you know. And now I have to get here the result. And this is the criteria here. If they are scoring the marks less than 40, then it should be fail. If it is greater than 40, it is pass. And if it is greater than 60, then it is distinction. Yeah. So here, suppose if I see this Rahul marks, it is 25. So 25 means it is less than 40. So here Rahul's result will be fail. Yeah. Similarly here for Akshay, yeah, he is passing. Okay. Likewise Amir, yeah, he's getting more than 60. So he is getting here distinction. So let us use the if function here, and we have to use all these three conditions here. So I write down here equal to if, press tab. Now see what we have to do. We have to select this cell here, that is D6. Okay, D6. Now first of all, I'll check whether D6 is greater than 60. Yeah, I'll check whether first of all the marks of Rahul is greater than 60, comma. If it is greater than 60, then what we have to get the answer? Then the result will be distinction. Yeah, because it is written greater than 60 means distinction. So if this is true, then comma, then I have to write down in double quote because distinction is a text. So I have to write down in double quote. So I write down here distinction. Yeah, in double quote I'm writing here distinction, comma. Okay, now if Rahul marks are not greater than 60, then definitely we have to check another condition here now. Okay, now maybe if Rahul marks, if this is false, suppose if this is true, then it will be distinction, but if this is false, then I have to write down here again if function. Yeah, after distinction comma I have to write down here again if function, because now I have to check whether Rahul marks are less than 50, less than 40. If Rahul marks are less than 40, then definitely he is failing. Yeah, otherwise Rahul will be passing, because if Rahul marks are not less than 40, if Rahul marks are not greater than 60, then what does it mean? That Rahul marks are between 40 and 60. So it means that Rahul is passing. So first of all, what I'll check here, the second condition, comma, if I'll write down here D6, whether D6 is less than 40. Initially, I checked whether D6 is greater than 60. If yes, it is distinction. If it is false, then it will check another condition here. If D6 less than 40, comma, if this is true, if Rahul marks are less than 40, then what should be the result? Result will be fail. So I write down in double quote. Yeah, don't forget this double quote here, and also don't forget the comma. So comma and then double quote, I write down here fail, comma. Now, if Rahul marks are not less than 40, and already we have checked here that Rahul marks are not greater than 60, then it means that Rahul marks are between 40 and 60. So here finally what we have to write down, we don't have to check here again if condition. Yeah, because here we have already checked two things, either he is failing or he is having distinction. If he is not failing, if he is not having distinction, it means that the Rahul is passing. So after comma I have to write down in double quote pass, double quote complete. Yeah, comma double quote, we have to write down pass. Now we have to complete the bracket. So I complete one bracket. You see, once I've completed one bracket, it is red color still. I complete another bracket, and as soon as I put here another bracket, it is now black color. So now I have to stop here. Okay, as soon as I get the black color, I have to stop here. So this is the formula. If D6 is greater than 60, then distinction. See, here also I can change the pattern. I can first of all check whether Rahul marks are less than 40. Then I can check whether Rahul marks are greater than 60. Yeah, I can switch these positions of this rule or the logical test here. Okay, I press enter, and here now we are getting the answer fail. Yeah, that is correct. Let me drag the formula. You drag the formula down, and now here you are getting the answer. Akshay is passing, Amir is distinction, Sanjay is failing, Prem is distinction, Vijay is passing, Madhur is failing, and distinction. Babita is having distinction. Yeah, so this is correct. Now here, the formula which I have written here, this is correct. But now, what is the problem here? I'll show you now. Suppose here, currently, what are the how much Rahul is scoring here? 25 out of 100. Now, instead of 25, suppose if I am the data entry operator, instead of 25 by mistake, I write here 125. Suppose instead of 25, I am writing here by mistake here 125. I press enter. When I write down here 125, the answer is still distinction. Yeah, and that is correct because it is greater than 60. So definitely it will be distinction. But you cannot get 125 marks out of 100. So this is wrong. Yeah, this here it should show me some kind of error. Or it can show me here that yeah, these marks are more than 100. But here currently based on my formula, whatever I've written over here, it is showing me distinction. So according to the formula, this is correct, but overall the scenario is wrong. Or suppose instead of 25. Suppose by mistake, if I write down here minus 25, suppose I'm putting minus in front of minus in front of 25. I press enter. So what is the answer here? Fail. So this is correct as such. Yeah, because 25 is less than 40, so it is failing. But you cannot get 25 minus 25. Yeah, you can get 0 only out of 100. Okay, but you cannot get minus 25 here. So sometimes if the data entry operator is committing this kind of mistake, then the result will be also wrong. Yeah, so if we are having these kind of condition here, then definitely there are full chances that you may get or you are creating a wrong mark sheet here because of this simple formula. Yeah, so let us go to the AND function now here. Yeah, so now here in this AND function, you can see that we are having again the same situation, and here now we are having specific criteria. If the marks are greater than or equal to 0 and less than 40. So now here we are putting these two criteria, greater than or equal to 0 and less than 40, then it will be failing. If the marks are greater than or equal to 40 and less than 60, then it is passing. If the marks are greater than or equal to 60 and less than 100, I would say that it should be less than equal to 100. Yeah, you can definitely get 100 also. So here I am changing the criteria less than equal to 100. Then it is distinction. And here it is written the fourth condition, which is very, very important, that if the marks are less than 0 or, here I'm using the word or, not and. If the marks are less than 0 or greater than 100, then it should be invalid. You should get here the answer invalid. So as soon as you see the word invalid, you will come to know that yes, something is wrong here. Yeah, either I've entered the marks wrong or something like that. So now what we'll do, we will put all these conditions in the if function here by using the nested if concept here. Yeah, so let us try over here equal to if bracket. Now see, I have to select here Rahul marks, that is F6. Now see what I have to do. I have to put here two conditions here. I have to check whether Rahul marks are greater than or equal to 0 and less than 40. If both these conditions are fulfilled, then the result will be fail. If Rahul marks are greater than equal to 40 and less than 60, if both these conditions are fulfilled, then it will be pass. So here we have to we have to check both the conditions. That's why we are using here AND function also. So here equal to if. Now the logical test, what I have to write down here, I have to write down like this, and so equal to if bracket and, press tab, and now I have to write down here that criteria, that Rahul marks F6 should be greater than equal to 0. Yeah, it should be greater than equal to 0, comma. Again, I write down here F6, and F6 has to be less than 40, bracket complete. Okay, so here I'm using the AND function also, because AND function, why I'm using it, because I have to fulfill two criteria, this and this. Okay, so equal to if bracket and bracket what, F6 is this one, Rahul marks 60. I'm checking whether Rahul marks are between 0 and 40. Yeah, 0 and less than 40. If this is true, yeah, if this is true, comma, then what will be the result? I can take this cell here, C6, because C6 is having that answer fail. And what I'll do here, see here, if you want to put here dollar sign, because you have to fix up this cell, this fail here, you have to fix up here, you have to write down here $C $6. So what you can do, you can click inside this cell here. Let me try. Yes. You can, after writing here C6, now you want to put here $C $6. So what you can do, you can press the key known as F4 key. Function F4 in your on your keyboard, you press F4 key. Sometimes you may have to press function key and the F4 key, or you can directly, in my case, I'm directly pressing the F4 key. So if I press here F4 key, you see here it is automatically writing $6, $C, $6. If I again press the F4 key, it is showing me $6. That is the mix reference. Again, if I press F4 key, it is showing me $C6. This is also a mix reference. Again, if I press F4 key, it is again showing me simple C6. Yeah, so if you don't want to type specifically manually the $C, $6, after writing C6, you can press F4. And now automatically it is writing here $C, $6, comma. Okay, so if this is true, if Rahul marks are between 0 and less than 40, then it will give me the answer fail. Fail is in the C6 cell. Now, if this is false, suppose Rahul marks are not between 0 and 40, then what I have to do? I have to check another condition, that is for the pass. So I have to put here again if function, bracket. Now what I have to do? I have to again write down if function, bracket, and function. And inside the end function, I have to write down here F6. F6. Now I have to write down the second criteria, that it should be greater than or equal to 40 and less than 60. So F6 has to be greater than equal to 40, comma, F6 less than 60, bracket complete. Okay, so I'm putting here the second formula now, second criteria here, second criteria row, that is greater than or equal to 40 and less than 60. Okay, now if this is true, if Rahul marks are between 40 and 60, then what should be the answer? The answer has to be pass. The result has to be pass. So I put here comma, I select this cell C7. But what I have to do? I have to write down here, instead of C7, I have to write down here $C, $7. So I press F4 button, and now it is written here $C, $7, comma. So if Rahul marks are between 40 and 60, it will be pass, which is written in C7 cell. But if Rahul marks are not between 40 and 60, then what? Then we have to go to the third condition here. Now we have to check whether the Rahul marks are greater than or equal to 60 and less than or equal to 100. Yeah, so after $C, $7, comma, I write down here if function. Inside if function, I have to write down here and function, and function. And inside the end function, I have to write down here F6 is now what we have to check here. We have to check now this criteria. F6 is greater than equal to 60, comma, F6 is less than or equal to 100. Less than or equal to. Okay, so I'm taking this third criteria here, F6 if bracket and bracket F6 greater than equal to 60, comma, F6 less than or equal to 100, bracket complete, comma. Yeah, don't forget to put the comma. Now, if Rahul marks are between 60 and 100, then what should be the answer? The answer has to be distinction here. Distinction. So I select this distinction. Distinction is C8. Yeah, comma C8. I press F4 button. So it is $C, $8, comma. Now, final thing. If Rahul marks are not between 0 to 40, if Rahul marks are not between 40 to 60, if Rahul marks are not between 60 to 100, then by default it will be invalid. Then it will be invalid. So after this C8, $C, $8, comma, I write down, I select this cell now, that is C9. I again press F4 button, and now I have to complete the bracket. 1, 2, and now 3, because I'm getting the black color here. So 3 brackets you have to complete at the end. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm also pasting this formula in the chat window. If anybody wants to use this formula, you can also get it from the chat window here. Yeah, but this is the final formula, and understand the logic here. Okay, so here we have used the if and function because both the criteria has to be fulfilled. Then only it will either show me pass or fail or distinction or invalid. Yeah, press enter button and now here you are getting the answer distinction because it is greater than or equal to 60. And if I drag the formula down, I get all these answers. Yeah, Vijay is passing, Madhur is failing, Babita is distinction, Prem is distinction, Sanjay is failing, etc. Now see here, what is the advantage of this particular this formula here? That suppose if I put here Rahul marks are currently 60, okay? So instead of 60, if I write down here 160, suppose by default or by mistake, okay? If I write down here 160, press enter, you see here it is showing me invalid. Okay, this is invalid because you cannot have more than 100. So this is invalid. And instead of 60, if I write down here minus 60, suppose. If I type here minus 60, press enter, it will be still invalid. Yeah, if Rahul marks are exactly 0, then it is failing. Okay, but if if it is if I'm writing here minus 1, press enter, then it is invalid. Yeah, so this is the beauty over here. So you can have to use these kind of condition here. Yeah, rather than just putting the condition less than 40, less than 60, greater than 60, whatever. Instead of that, you can have, if you are having these kind of condition, then this will be much, much better. Okay, so here you will not have any kind of problem. Immediately, if you see invalid, you'll be able to understand that yes, something is wrong here. Yeah. So this is the AND function here. Similarly, we can also use here OR function if I want to fulfill only one of the criteria, either criteria 1 or criteria 2, then I can use here OR function. AND function will fulfill both the criteria, while all function will fulfill any one of the criteria. Yeah, so this is all is on AND function. Now we go to the NOT function here. What is NOT function? NOT function means it will give you the opposite thing. Suppose here we are having true. Not of true will be false. Not of true will be false. And not of false will be true. So I'll show you here equal to not bracket, and you have to always take in the not function, I have to always take the logical thing, either true or false. Equal to not, I select this cell B8, bracket complete, press enter. So here the answer is false. Not of true is false. And here if I type not, bracket false, bracket complete, press enter, it is true. Yeah, so not will just give you the opposite thing, you can say like that. But it is always used for the logical thing. Could you please use it on the data set? Which data set you are talking about?